As you've seen, Swift arrays are a collection where you access each item using a numerical index, such as songs 0. Dictionaries are another common type of collection, but they differ from arrays because they let you access values based on the key you specify. To give you an example, let's imagine how we might store data about a person in an array. We might say var person equals an array of Taylor, then Alison, then Swift, in December, and the website will be taylorswift.com. To read out that person's middle name, we would use person1. And to read out the month they were born, we would use person3. This has a few problems, not least that it's difficult to remember what index number was assigned to each value in the array. And what happens when a person has no middle name? Chances are all the other values would move down one place, causing chaos in your code. With dictionaries, we can rewrite this to be far more sensible. Because rather than arbitrary numbers, you get to read and write values using a key you specify. For example, var person equals first, Taylor, middle, Alison, last, Swift. Then we'll do month, December. Finally, website, taylorswift.com. We can now write person middle or person month. Now you might find when you're learning these things, it helps to use lots of white space to break up the dictionary on your screen, like this. Put a line break here, like that nicely, then one here, another one here, and similar. So you can see exactly how the keys and values pair up. Like that. As you can see, when you make a dictionary, you write its key, then a colon, then its value. You can then read any value from the dictionary just by knowing its key name, which is much easier to work with. As with arrays, you can store a wide variety of values inside dictionaries, although the keys are most commonly strings.